Would you like to fly your drones and never worry about a failsafe? Well, this one, you're probably going to want to see. G'day, you absolute legends. Stu from UAVfutures here, and does this resonate with you? You've come across a cool spot, you can't wait to go and fly your drone. However, you, at the back of your mind, don't trust your failsafe 100%. You would like to push it a little bit further. Maybe you're really happy with the range you're getting, but if you knew you had even less chance to drop out or get a failsafe, you'd push it even more. Well, you're in luck, because today we are looking at the first radio with inbuilt Gemini, or I guess native Gemini, rocking ELRS. If you don't know what I'm talking about, stay tuned, don't worry, we've got you covered. But essentially, this right here, this weird, strange looking antenna on the top, a Gemini antenna that comes natively built in to the T20 from Jumper. I have reviewed the T20 in the past. I really like this radio. The video should be up there somewhere, but in this video, we're going to put it through its paces. I'm going to show you some of the things you need to know about it, why it works, and look, if you have trouble understanding things, like sometimes people need to explain me things in very simple terms, I've got a great analogy that's going to help you understand just how Gemini is going to keep your drone safe. So, what is it? The way this works is, normally when you're flying around, you've got one radio signal getting sent to one drone antenna. They're communicating, they're talking, you're steering your drone. When you lose a bit of information, that's when you can have your brownout or your failsafe. This is essentially like sending out two signals to two separate receivers, but it's kind of like inbuilt to one. These are on slightly different frequencies. This is picking up the same information sent out by two ever so slightly frequencies on there. And the way I was thinking about this, if you're like someone like me who, look, there's a couple of us out there, and lots of the Australian people, that we need a bit more extra help with understanding things. It's like ringing your mum on the phone, and sometimes you get a bit of a breakup. You're calling them, and they've got their phone on their ear, and look, most of the information's getting through. Occasionally, you might have a fail-safe or a dropout or something like that. When you're using Gemini, it's like having two phones calling their two phones. So they've got two separate numbers, you've got two separate numbers, and you're sending both that information. You're still speaking, you're still talking about the same information. You're still having a chat with your mum, and she's got twice as much chance. If channel A is dropping out, she can still hear it on, I guess, phone B. That is the best way that I can explain how Gemini is working. So if one phone number is getting busy, or the frequency that's on, you're losing a few packets, or it's getting some interference, hopefully phone call B and the numbers that you've got on the B phone call are working a little bit better. That's the best I can do with that mum phone call conversation. It's like having two phones each. And anyway, you guys kind of get the idea, but essentially what this review is about, it is about the T20 from Jumper. It's a pretty cool radio. I really like it. I don't need to go into too much detail about it. One part I do want to mention before we go out to the field, and you'll see I felt really confident flying this thing around. I can't wait to bring you guys along with me and show you it. You're going to need to mount your antennas, and for me, tell me if you've got a better way to do this. Some people did laugh at me when they saw it. Hopefully we can get this in the roof cam, but I had mine on, I tried to get them on basically perpendicular to each other. So even if one was having a null point or something like that cruising around, I was trying to get the best reception that I could. I know I could have had them under the back of the arms here, I guess, on a 45 degree to each other. It's just something you're going to need to play with when you're building a drone, so keep that in mind. You are going to need to mount twice as many antennas, just like if you called your mum and you each wanted to have two phones. Well, you're going to need an extra set of phones as well. So I'm going to put that to the side. I'll show you that in just a little bit. Also, if we go through here, there is something that is vital, and this goes for anyone, whether you're using this radio or module or anything else. If you're setting up Gemini, you really need to watch this step. So let's plug this in. And hopefully that doesn't beep too long. And I'm going, okay, it's going to take a little while. Hopefully it does connect, so bear with me. There we go, telemetry recovered. So you can see here, I'm going to go into my ELRS loader. Maybe I can zoom in, hang on. I have zoomed right in, and I am going to open up my ELRS configurator. If we go down here, this is the important part. We can see antenna mode. We're going to make sure that we're changing that to Gemini. You can fly around on antenna 1 and 2 and all that sort of stuff. If you've got a Gemini radio, of course, you're going to be flying around on Gemini. And then if we scroll down, this part is really important, where I should be getting a bit that says other devices. Maybe it's because I opened it up too quickly. Let's have a look here. Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered. Let's better. Other devices, here we go. Right down the bottom, if you go in here, that's what it's connecting to, our little receiver right there. And this is the important part. If you scroll down, you need to make sure that your receiver is also set on Gemini mode. You can do that once it's bound, all that sort of stuff. So you can see it's normally on, it can either be on Diversity or Gemini. Make sure that it is on Gemini. Otherwise, you're not going to be getting the benefits of it, and there is no point really, no real benefit to running it over standard ELRS or anything like that. I'm going to unplug this because it always makes me a bit worried when I'm playing with a radio on the bench and my props are, you know, on a broken drone right there. But essentially that's how you set it up. But now the fun part, we're going to go out to the field. I'm going to put a link to this down below. As far as I know, this is the only radio that's come out so far with inbuilt Gemini. We'll cruise around. I'll show you some flight footage where I'm getting no dropouts. It feels gorgeous to cruise around. And long story short, I do really like the T20 radios. And then we're going to come back to here. I'm going to say, should you get it? Should you wait? Do you need it? Advantages, disadvantages, all that sort of stuff. So let's cut to the field, have some fun. I think Steve's out there as well in 3, 2, 1. Got Steve behind me. We're testing out this Gemini radio, and I'd like to think somewhere out there there's someone calling it like a GE Mini or something like that. We're testing this bad boy out, and it is a perfect place. You can see we have a lot of distance we can cover, show you some DVR and find out what this is like, and also a little bit on the Jumper T20, but it's mostly about this Gemini system. So let's do it, have some fun, and please no fail safes, because it's looking a little bit snaky, which is not what I want to run into. Hopefully this gets a connection. No, not that one. There we go. We do have an arm switch. So the plan is we're going to be going all the way out there on the Gemini link. So we'll see how we go anyway. Now, got my link quality. We're at 2/100 at the moment. Just cruising out. It is a little bit windy, so let's not focus on that too much. Oh, first things first, do I have my antennas up on my Gemini radio?
Yes.
Oh, sweet, sweet. So we're still at 2/100. If we lose this, we're gonna have to drive and get it. That's kind of where we're getting. And this is kind of ridiculous flying out this far.
It is a full kilometre from here to here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God.
The power loop trees at the end.
Man, it hasn't even dropped any of this time. The video is being the bit that's starting to get concerning. I'm at the fence, and it's the video. There has not been a drop in link quality. Of course, we're using Express LRS anyway, but I should be able to cruise back. It has not even moved off 100%. Express LRS has incredible range as it is, and this is kind of just like doubling up on your chances to save your drone if you do hit a failsafe. So I feel like that's almost enough of a test for me. We'll go down behind the dirt a little bit, behind some of the earth, because that is known for dropping out your links and getting fail safe. So we'll try and go as low as we can here. And I'm actually worried about my DJI video over this. It's crazy. It's just like cruising along, nothing, no blips, no brownouts. Man, I'm a long way away. I feel so uncomfortable flying around like this. I think I was over a fence. I don't think I'm meant to be there. If I was flying long range, this is the sort of link quality I think a lot of people would want. Or I would want anyway.
You had no dropouts when you went behind the dirt or anything?
Nothing. It's been perfect. I mean, I would probably get the same. I think Gemini is a bit of a bonus. If I had Express LRS, I think I'd probably get the same range. Maybe this just gives me a little bit more confidence though, to know that I've got twice the chance to basically recover or not get a failsafe. Yeah, man, this has been perfect. Nothing.
So where you just flew, that's where I got my lost link.
Oh, okay.
On the previous flight.
Okay, down the back here?
Yeah. That was a Diversity ELRS receiver.
Okay, well that's good to know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find somewhere. Oh, I've got to come back. There is something on the top of the drone. Oh, I think my camera's slipping out. I'm coming in, but this will be there is something on top of the camera here, or I'm not sure what's happening. What was that? Oh, it's my battery.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go have a look at this. I'm glad I wasn't too far away. All right, so as we were flying, all I could see was this slowly sliding forwards, and I could see a barcode, and I'm like, what is going on there? So I better unplug, always to be safe. All right, well, there we go. We finally got our telemetry. Last, don't let the battery go over the top of the camera. However, man, I don't know if you can see this, Steve, but we were all the way, say basically that house that is up there way in the distance, that's, I had nothing but perfect link quality. So a very nice radio. I like the T20 anyway. It's probably one of the main ones that I want to fly all the time. It's comfortable in my hands. I don't really want to talk about the T20 too much because I have done that in the past. Yeah, it's a great radio. And Gemini, would I use it all the time though? I feel like the only down part is this feels a little bit more breakable if I was going to drop my radio.
The extra antennas.
Yeah, but you can also fly a normal, you can fly normal receivers.
Normal receiver.
Yeah. So this is just if you did want the diversity. But if you were going long range, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you are really worried about like losing your drone and you want that extra protection, it's definitely got a market. So too easy. All right, Steve. I'm going to give you this. Get a very quick hands-on, because you're using the Boxer from Radio Master.
Yeah.
How's that feel in your hands?
I like that. Yeah, it's good.
What about the shape, the size?
Shape's
Different?
fine. It's very similar width to the Boxer.
Yep.
It's obviously shorter that way.
Yes.
But yeah, it's nice.
And what about the idea of Gemini?
Mate, just seeing what you did, I've flown down there on Tracer and the ELRS Diversity.
Yes.
And I always get little dropouts behind the trees.
Oh, do you?
Behind the dirt here, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Tells me I've lost my telemetry and I don't freak out.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah, actually, you were
flying.
there was a video we were doing today, and I said, "Oh, you lost your telemetry."
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we got nothing.
And that was only a few hundred meters away.
Yeah. This versus a kilometer or
full
so away.
kilometre, yeah.
So,
No, that's great. That was good to see.
all right,
Yeah.
nice. Thank you.
All good, man.
Too easy. Rightio, so there it is. There's my first hands-on with a Gemini built-in radio, the T20 from Jumper. I really like this radio. Let's get that part out of the way first. Do I like this radio? Yes, I use my normal T20. It's kind of like my daily driver. Why? I love the size of it. I love how it feels in the hand. That and my pocket seem to my go-to radio. However, this one, it is offering, I don't know, someone please tell me the math, so much more chances to not get a failsafe. It's not just double, it's like, are you gonna get a what are the chances of two receivers are gonna failsafe at the same time? Pretty slim. So for me, I think it really depends on your flying. Some things I don't like, I don't like the flimsy antennas on the top. I'm worried about it's going to break. And for me, I get so little, I don't do extreme long range anyway. This is on 2.4. So look, if you're going crazy range, you might be better off using Crossfire or some other normal ELRS for that. But if you're in a place where it's not so much the range, you're getting a lot of interference, this might be the one for you. For me, I don't have any issues flying around my standard radio with my standard one antenna receivers on my little ceramic antennas if I'm using ELRS or anything like that. It's got its benefits, but it's not going to be the system that I'm going to jump over. I do like the idea though, if you have a mix and you're kind of on the fence and you want to get a radio like this, you still can use this with your standard receivers. You don't need to put in dual receivers or anything like that. You still can use this like a normal, I guess, non-Gemini radio, but it does give you that option if you want it. So it's kind of up to you if you think it's worth the upgrade to get Gemini or not, what sort of flying you're gonna do, all that sort of stuff. But I'd love to know what you guys think. It's definitely a step in the right direction. ELRS continues to strive and push, and great job Jumper for building it natively into a radio. And it can fold down nicely and be all snug and all that sort of thing. One goes on the front, one goes on the back. You know, but for me, I'm more than happy just sticking with my single one, but I definitely am not discrediting. There is a market for it, and I gotta say, thumbs up. So I'd love to know, what radio are you guys actually flying with anyway? Do you get many dropouts? You won't believe this, but there used to be a brand called FlySky back in the day. I would get dropouts like almost flying at like the end of my block where I live, or the end of my yard or something like that. It got a bit sketchy in the end, and it's great to see ELRS really smashing into the hobby and just bringing out cool new inventions and things like this. So anyway, other than that, subscribe for more FPV related content. And as always, happy flying. I don't know why I did it like that. Anyway, happy flying.